Dolbrodmaeth Gardens Day, and it's the 2nd of June 2025. I've just nipped out to do a few jobs in the garden today because it's a nice day, it's not raining. I know I've got a lot of work to do indoors still, but I just needed to come out to have some garden time. I do have it. Wow, the heat just, I've opened the back door of the Polytunnel, the heat just hit me in the face. Wow. Well, the wind from the other end just came through. Wow, the heat inside the Polytunnel is just amazing. Anyway, I'm going to water the Polytunnel. Oh, I think we're losing our rhubarb. Yeah, I think we're losing that again. Oh, never mind. Anyway, I'm going to just show you, but I want to do a bit of trimming today around by the front of the house because there is some like loads of dock leaves and stuff. I don't know where I put my cutters again, so I've mislaid them again. I'm not sure where they are. I had to go and look for them because I need to cut some brambles out of the beds and stuff like that, like I said that I was going to do. Anyway, let's just have a quick overlook at the Polytunnel. I think my battery's going to die on my phone, but let's have a quick overlook, and we're going to do some watering for quite a few days now because the weather was so damp and cold. I thought let's not overwater everything because otherwise, you know, I can overwater things. But look at the delphiniums, aren't they beautiful, along with the beautiful Welsh poppies, and the calendula are just starting to come out now, marigolds, and right in front of me is this. And look at this, these are coming out now, but this lupin has been absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do is, when it's starting to die back now, I'll let it get to about here and then I'll cut it, and then some more lupins will come up. We do need to move that lupin out this year. Our asparagus needs cutting right down, and we've got a load of weeds growing under here for some strange reason. I did weed this bed the other day. Look, you can see my cucumbers are flagging a bit, so we're going to sort them out and give them a good old drink. We've got a load of stuff over there that needs to go out now to harden off. There we've got flowers that need to go out. All this stuff can go outside now and harden off, and then that's all going to go in the garden in big clumps. So that's what I'm going to do with that. We do have flowers under here that need to go out, but what I need to do is pop these on. Actually, I've got a few strawberries from inside the Polytunnel. I got a load more the other day, and I think there's a load more ready outside to collect. But look at this, see this? So I pulled these out the other day because I didn't want them growing everywhere in this bed with the peas. And yeah, this one said, I want to live, but you can live, but not in here. So I'm going to throw you outside. I did notice the celery starting to go to seed, which is not what I wanted. But look at these cuttings of all these fruit bushes that I took. So they can go out soon into the garden, but we will leave them for a little while longer. Those things there are not growing. You can see what's not growing. Luckily I got new seed for the tomatoes, because if you look there, there are no tomatoes growing. There's something at the back there. All that stuff's not grown, so we're going to get rid of all that. These are all grown, so we're going to pop all these plants outside now, and we'll give them a good water, but we're going to leave them outside to harden off because we need to clear the area, and they're ready to go out. And we've got all these bulbs to put in the garden. Yeah, they've all got to go in the garden. Everywhere's such a mess outside. Yeah, outside needs a really good tidy up because the weather's been so horrible for the past week or two. I haven't been out in the garden at all, really. I've just come in to check on the Polytunnel every day. But look, we've got our hydrangeas growing here. And here, these are all the cuttings. And on my little holly is getting berries on it. I need to keep an eye on this lemon balm because last year this lemon balm got out of hand. We've got some nice irises here that I thought were gladioli because the leaves are very similar, but these irises have gone mental this year. I've never seen them this big before, so they're all right. Yeah, so over here, yeah, we've got foxgloves coming out there. Yeah, the pyrocanthus here, we're just going to trim it back a bit so it doesn't get a bit too carried away. Statice are growing here. Look, got a massive, I think that's a primula there, but it's ginormous. And something did eat my hostas completely. I reckon it's birds that have done that. But anyway, and this little tree here is growing. So this year, this has got to come out in the autumn. This is coming out of here. I do not want this tree here. But and also all those bushes have got to come out this year, at the end of this year. When they die back again, we're going to move them all. They're all going, and they have to be in the garden. But over here is our yeah, we do have some Alison growing in here, but all the other seeds that I used in here don't seem to be growing. No, I can't see anything from the seeds that I put in here, but we'll leave them for a while. These garlic, I think we can pull them up now. And over the other side, I think what I thought was garlic are not garlic. I think they're onions. Anyway, in here, what is going on? Yeah, I can't see much I can't see much broccoli. I can see a lot of leaves growing, and we do have potatoes growing. Oh, I haven't checked on my potatoes around the other side. Yeah, I need to do that. But the bit I want to do today is right over there, beyond the ornamental cherry tree. That bit there where all the high stuff is all dock leaves. So I need to go and just trim them all down. And I did notice another thing that I need to put in the garden now is the beetroot that I had. Yeah, luckily I covered all these up, but I still need to put the fleece on this because the weather's been so cold, the actual berries are definitely not turning because it has been cold. But as soon as I put fleece on that, it'll be alright. Look at this beautiful rose. Oh, and this smells really nice, this rose. Beautiful. I just go over it with my fingers and take off any bugs that are trying to... Oh my god, we seem to have a lot of crows going on here. This tree's looking really healthy. I did put a load of manure in it, and I did put a load of phosphagen in it. And this tree here is looking really healthy. I had to move the trees because the wind kept knocking them over. Oh, I think our big tree is looking very thirsty, not looking happy. Yeah, I think this has got to go in the ground, this fig tree. I had to sort of move it through here because it was not happy. And what I'm going to do is cut a hole in the bottom of the bucket, and I'm going to plant it somewhere in the ground. That's what I've decided to do. Leave it in the bucket, take the metal off the bucket and plant the whole thing into the ground, because it's getting too big for the polytunnel, and I just need to get it outside somewhere. I've just got to decide where to put it because fig trees get really big. Yeah, but I've got to plant it. I've got to plant this tree as well. I've got to plant all the trees basically into the garden because they've all been in these buckets for a long time. This rose is liking it in here. I did put this in here and took it out of the garden because it wasn't doing very well, but it seems to be quite happy right now. Oh, we've got a lot of crows, crow families. Yeah, anyway, so that's that. So I'm going to go. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do right now. I need to go and do it right now. Simon's gone to the dump with our friend Sandra. Yeah, so he's gone to do that. So, wow, there's a lot of noise today. Oh, you know why? The kites. There's a kite. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, anyway, there's a kite up there. And the crows don't like the kites. They're always trying to protect their babies. Anyway, I'm going to water the polytunnel, and then I'm going to go and do some gardening outside for a while. And I'm going to see if I can find my cutters because I really need them today. And I'm going to string up my cucumbers because I've got some string. I think I've got to order some more string actually. But let's get on, and we need to pop these on. Right, I'll let you know what I'm doing. Ah, right in front of my nose. God's sake, Sue. So anyway, I'm going to go around the garden, cut out all the things I don't want again. But first of all, I need to water. All my tomatoes are doing all right. They stopped growing for a bit when I potted them on because I think the weather was so cold. They were like, I'm not growing in this. But I think they're starting to grow again now. I've got to be careful not to overwater them because to me they don't feel like they need watering today. So we don't want to water them unnecessarily. Oh, these have come out. Oh, these are those. Oh, Livingston daisies. That's what my friend's growing. Oh, look. I got some too. This needs watering, whatever this is. That feels a bit dry. These are all doing really well, these things here. They're all growing really, really well. And we need to sort out these sweet peas. But yeah, they're all growing. Still don't want to overwater things. I still feel like that's, I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to overwater things. They're all wet at the back. I think I might not water these today, these ones on the table, because I have been watering them with the watering can. And Nicotinia is doing really well. And I'm not going to water the tomatoes today, so we'll leave that. We will water over there, I think. Yeah, we'll have to water over here because I feel like this. I'm not watering the strawberries because I did water and I don't want to wet the top because I never got around to putting any bedding on. These definitely need watering. I don't think these are going to grow. I've let them dry out. Oh well, never mind. I can't be everywhere doing everything. I've been doing a lot of work indoors, and plus we've been doing a lot of other stuff, so I need time to come out here and do all this stuff. But today I want to do it, so until Simon calls me away to help him, because I think he might want to do the slabs today. Not sure. Anyway, I'm just gonna do this right now. And my peas, I think I can just take some off the plant now. These are only dwarf plants, as you can see. We're getting a lot of peas this year. This one's not so dwarf. And then there, the main crop peas over there, as I've said before. But I'm going to actually take some peas off here today because these are mature. They've been on here for a few weeks now. So, yeah. Okay, see you soon. 4. I've been out here for hours doing the Polytunnel. Did go in for a bit when Sandra came back with Simon. Thank you for helping, Sandra. Yeah, so I'm back in the Polytunnel now. I've been in there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I don't know. But I cleared the whole Polytunnel because I haven't got time to waste these days. I've got to just get jobs done so I can move on and do other things because I've got so much work to do. So I'm just going to show you what I've done today. I've done a lot, so let me just show you. I haven't finished yet, Polytunnel. I haven't finished working outside yet today. Oh, sorry. Started going round again, the F-15s. They won't be here for much longer. Hold on. So I left the Aqualegia in under the table. I cut down the asparagus, so there they are. And I cleared all this corner with the and all the back with the ferns and everything and the stinging nettles. I trimmed up this a bit because it was getting a bit big. I've left this loop in for now. I cleared all these beds. I weeded them all the beds apart from the strawberries. They don't need watering and they don't need seeing to because I've done them the other week. I potted on all my cauliflowers that are over there. So that's all the all year round cauliflower. Watered everything up there. Just basically weeded everything. Weeded this bed because my tomatoes are going in here. And I weeded all round the cucumbers because they don't like being... That one looks a bit dry. That one's flagging. Don't know if I strangled it. No. Anyway, come on. I might water that one again. Anyway, I've got spares, so if one dies, I've always got others. And the peas, I took off all the peas. Now what? Oh. now we've got an army helicopter. So the peas, I took off a lot of the peas that I've done, and I've put them over here, so we're going to take them all indoors. So in here we have some of the oxide daisies, we have some chives that we're going to freeze. We're going to freeze the peas and some more strawberries. So that's what we got from in here today. When I watered the chives, they've all fallen down. These have all fallen down. Everything is a bit leggy. So, oh, my sunflower's doing well that I had. The statists are doing well. I haven't done this corner because I literally only done this the other day. So I weeded under there again. I weeded all under there. I weeded all round here. I've weeded everywhere. And I've definitely had to weed over here. So I moved all this stuff and I weeded it all on the paths and at the back. We didn't clean the back over here. We never got round to it, did we? I can see how dirty it is. Anyway, we've got these peas in here. So I wanted to like tie them in a bit more. So I've tied them in a bit more. Some of the string is not very good, so I'm going to put new string on. I was retying some of it, but it's very tedious and boring undoing it and trying to redo it. So got to order some more string. This is my rocket. Yeah, I've weeded all in here as well. Watered all on there. Yeah, so basically what I did was go through the whole thing and clear it out, because I can only do this like once a week, once a fortnight. I haven't got like hours and hours to spend in the garden, because otherwise I'll never get the indoors finished. So, but I needed to do it today, because when I come out here, at least I can see what's growing. And I needed to do it because with all these tomatoes are going to have to go in all these beds soon. So they're all going in all of these beds. So that's where all the tomatoes are going. So I needed to sort this out. We can even get some tomatoes along here and tie them up here. So everywhere I look, I'm going to have tomatoes. I've got a lot of tomato plants. So over there. So what I do is I will put some manure on them and dig it in slightly. Actually, I'm making a manure juice, like a juice. My manure is in this bucket. I can also go in the field and just get some more. So I've got some sheep manure in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the watering can. I'm going to add water to it, and then I'm just going to let it sit, and then I'm going to water the beds with the manure feed. And I'll probably give these some manure feed. I gave these Fostogen not very long ago, but there's no actual plant, you know, there's no cucumbers yet. We've got to wait for flowers first. I haven't put string on these ones because they're not big enough yet, so, and I need to get some new string, so them three are not going to be strung up yet until we get new string. Anyway, I just want to show you what I've been doing. So I've been doing a lot of work today. I just had this full up with stuff, which I've now put on my massive compost pile over there, compost heap. So I've got to recover that. Yeah, we did these hydrangeas. Everything out is looking good. So anyway, I'm going to go and have something to eat now. And yeah, what was that? Oh, it's a robin over there. The crows are making a lot of noise. Anyway, I'm going to go now and I'll let you see. I'm going to do trimming next. That's what I'm doing next. And I want to go in the beds over there in that big bed. I want to go through there, just cut out brambles. I want to try and get all this done in a day, because tomorrow I want to get back on doing work inside, and it might not be a very nice day tomorrow, so I've got to make the most of the weather while the weather's nice. So I'm going to get back indoors tomorrow. I need to take those stinging nettles out of there, and I'm going to keep an eye on this lemon balm because it actually gets out of control. That's about as big as I want it, really. I don't want it any bigger. I don't want it to take over this whole bed, because there are other plants in there. Anyway, whoop, bee's gone. I'm going now, but the polytunnel is looking a lot nicer and neater. Yeah, I had to open the doors because it gets absolutely baking hot in here, and I can't stand being in here when it's too hot. And the plants don't like it really, really, really boiling hot. Yeah, even cucumbers don't need boiling heat. So I'm going now, so I'll see you soon.